My name is Alex, 28 years old, working in IT in a big city almost 1,000 miles away from where I grew up. I've been away from home for nearly 4 years now, mostly chasing a career, but also trying to build a life for myself. The reason I'm writing this story is my grandmother. She's the most important person in my life. She raised me when I was a kid, took care of me when my parents struggled, and taught me what kindness and strength really mean. She's 78 now, frail, with a handful of health problems that have only worsened with time. For the past 2 years, I've been sending money home every single month. I told my family explicitly that it was only for Grandma, for her groceries, her medications, doctor visits, and any help she needed. I'm not wealthy by any means, but I made it a point to prioritize that money no matter what. And this Christmas, after 4 years, I finally booked a ticket to come home and spend the holidays with her. I was so excited counting down the days. I imagined us laughing, decorating the tree together, sitting by the fireplace sharing stories like old times. But when I got there, something was terribly, painfully wrong. The journey home. The flight was uneventful, but my mind was racing. I kept picturing Grandma's smiling face, the smell of her cooking, the warmth of her hugs. I tried to call her before I left, but she never picked up. I assumed she was just resting. The taxi ride from the airport to our small town took longer than I remembered. The roads seemed emptier, the houses more worn, and the cold December air cut through the window like a knife. When I finally saw the house, it looked like it had aged 10 years in my absence. The once bright white paint was now dull and chipped. The garden was overgrown with weeds, and the front porch light flickered weakly. I hesitated before pushing open the door, the familiar creak echoing in the silent hallway. Inside the house, first impressions. The first thing that hit me was the smell. Stale. A mix of old cooking smells and something I couldn't quite place. Dust coated every surface, and the floorboards creaked under my feet. The living room was cluttered with newspapers and unopened mail. On the kitchen counter, I noticed empty pill bottles and a half-eaten sandwich left on a plate. "Grandma," I called out softly. From the back room, I heard a faint cough. She appeared in the doorway, slower than I remembered, her back slightly bent, her eyes tired but lighting up when she saw me. "Alex, is that you, dear?" she whispered, voice trembling. I dropped my bags and ran to her, wrapping my arms around her frail body. "It's me, Grandma. I'm home." The family's arrival. That evening, my parents and cousins showed up for Christmas dinner. The tension was palpable. Everyone smiled, but the smiles didn't reach their eyes. The dinner was cold, both in food and atmosphere. Store-bought dishes covered the table, and Grandma ate very little. I noticed my cousins whispering in corners, glancing my way, their eyes avoiding mine. Suspicious clues. Over the next couple of days, I started noticing small things. Unopened mail addressed to Grandma piling up, strange withdrawals from her bank account she couldn't explain, and the way my family skirted questions. One afternoon, I overheard my cousins excitedly talking about a Christmas cruise they had booked weeks ago. It was a lavish, expensive trip, one that seemed impossible given what I thought was our family's tight budget. When I asked my parents about it, they were vague, dismissive even. Grandma's neglect. The hardest part was seeing Grandma's condition. Her medication was inconsistent, meals were skipped, and she was often left alone for hours. I confronted my parents quietly, trying to understand. They insisted everything was fine, but I could see the cracks. Deciding to investigate, I started digging, quietly checking bank statements, receipts, and talking to neighbors. The more I uncovered, the angrier and more heartbroken I became. Next steps. I'm going to stop here for now. This is just the beginning. If you want, I can continue writing this story in this detailed style, building up the investigation, confrontation, and fallout.